How's it going, everyone? Tyrant here to bring you an update game review. First, I want to thank OuchThatHurts.com for helping me acquire a review copy of Battlefield 5 from EA. So let's get into it. You may be wondering why I'm doing a review of a game that came out back in November 2018. When it comes to games like Battlefield and Call of Duty that get updates every couple months and patches in between, you have to take a moment to see where the game is at this very moment and where it's come from. So for me, I did not initially pick up Battlefield 5 due to the many issues that the game had and lack of content that was provided during its initial days. I can say now from what I've been informed that the game is in a better state. There's a lot to do, and a lot of the issues and bugs that were pretty prevalent during its early days have now been fixed for the most part. I only found myself having some minor issues and bugs during my gameplay. Not much has changed since its early days though, as far as the progression system and the gunplay and time to kill. Though that is not a bad thing. I only found myself, only due to lack of skill, that I found myself dying a lot.
Your wish is at command. Here it comes.
We have taken objective Charles. Be aware we have lost objective Major. We now have objective easy.
Ich habe ein Geschenk für Sie. Ich bin erledigt. Helft mir! Hier, Munition.
Our forces have armed objective
Ich
Anton.
lass dich nicht sterben.
I can see that there is a reasonable skill gap between close combat and long range, in which in my earlier days I would probably be a lot more competent, but for now I find myself being destroyed constantly. But that's not to say that I dislike the game for that. It's just due to my lack of experience in the game. I can tell that over time I could probably improve in my skill and continue to dominate in some of these game modes, which there are reasonable amount of game modes to play. I only ever found myself lacking the drive to play it, but that's probably just due to my lack of skill. Once I got into the groove of things, I saw myself constantly wanting to try harder the next time. One of the few things that I found lacking for myself was the lack of communication. When it comes to multiplayers like this, where team play is highly relevant, I found myself in a empty world with random souls just going about. And at times it wasn't too bad when you're able to see teams help each other. But having a friendly voice aid you is not a bad thought in mind. Gunplay still plays reasonably well. I only found myself lacking due to the game's progression mechanic, where I know I won't find myself extremely playing this game constantly to unlock all the weapons and attachments for said weapons. With the weapons provided for you, I found myself pretty well equipped for the most part. The progression system has not been updated too much, but I can say for sure that I've never found myself dissatisfied with my lack of progression due to my own skill, that I find myself holding myself back. Once again, I found myself enjoying the game. I never really found any issues besides a couple minor bugs. The gameplay was reasonably well. for an update with a couple of the new maps and game modes that were added prior to the updates preceding its release. The game has evolved reasonably well, and I could see that there is now a really fun game here now for everyone to play. From anyone from the casual to the skilled player. With the up-and-coming new Battle Royale Firestrom around the corner, I can see myself wanting to play a little bit more to acquire some of the skills needed to handle some of the weapons that are already provided in the game. I can say now, 5 months after its release, the game has now been properly updated to a point where I don't find myself, a casual player, upset, and there is enough gameplay and gunplay on top of that for me to enjoy it. Honestly, I do find myself frustrated, but that's only due to my lack of skill. A more attuned gamer would probably be more attest to grinding away to some of the guns available for you and achieving some of those great skills and notoriety in the game. So for my final statement, once again, Battlefield 5 I've enjoyed because its realism to war states. I find myself struggling with all the audio cues in the game, from getting commands to all the bombardments. It was intense at all times. I find myself rushing, hiding, and the gameplay on top of that, just hoping that I would hit my mark before they hit me. Like I stated before, the game's in a reasonable good place right now, and I highly recommend anyone who or was a Battlefield fan that at this point the game is in a proper state, so I would highly recommend you pick it up. With Firestrom around the corner, there's a lot more content to come around. If I would give this an update score, I would give it a 7. Just above average, nothing too great. Once again, it is just another shooter in my opinion. If you want to let me know, you can hit me up on Twitter at Tyrant Dominus. But for now, the game's in a reasonable state, and I would highly recommend anyone who's into the military-style rush games to pick up a copy. With Firestrom right around the corner, I can't wait to see what they might bring into this Battle Royale genre. As a fan of Fortnite, Apex Legends, Realm Royale, I can't wait to see their take. I'm looking forward to it. So, until next time, see ya.